It's time for the big story. So, former U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris surprised many yesterday with her announcement that she will not be running for governor of California. The political world is abuzz with speculation. Why did she make this move, and what does it mean for her future on the national stage? Well, this morning we're very, very pleased to be joined by Professor Basil Wilson, a very regular guest on this program. And he, of course, is retired Provost of the John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York, and he's my guest at this time. Good morning and welcome, Prof. How are you?
I am well, Richard B. I'm good to be with you.
Always a pleasure, Prof. Always a pleasure. And this is an interesting one. We want to start with the big one. Were you surprised by Kamala Harris's decision not to run for governor of California? And what might have influenced that decision that she made?
I was not surprised. The former vice president has won a statewide office previously in California when she ran as the Attorney General. She has run a statewide office successfully when she was elected Senator of California. And she was, in fact, elected Vice President of the United States in 2020. And, of course, as we all know, in a truncated campaign, she ran a brilliant race and, in fact, came up short by 1.5% of the majority vote, of the electoral vote. And I think what she has done is that she intends to run in 2028, and that gives her the freedom to join what is going to be a crowded field in 2028 to again float the possibility that she could be elected president of the United States of America.
So do you believe then that stepping back from such a high-profile state role, does that weaken or strengthen her national prospects? Because some are saying that this signals a possible shift in her political ambitions.
Not really, because if she had run in 26 and had been elected governor, it would look as if she was just using the governorship as a stepping stone to the presidency and not really committed to California for the next 4 years. So if she was elected governor, it would preclude her from running for president for the next 4 years at least. And one of the things that we're going to see in the 2028 primaries is that it will be a crowded field, especially of governors. The governor of Illinois will be in the race, the governor of Pennsylvania, the governor of Kentucky, the governor of Colorado, and I'm certain that Cory Booker, the senator from New Jersey, Chris Murphy, the senator from Connecticut, Klobuchar, the senator from Minnesota. It will be a crowded field, and I think she's convinced that she was able to raise a tremendous amount of funds. The last time she ran, she was quite charismatic. So it is going to be quite an interesting race because I think what happens in 2026 is going to determine what kind of race that we are going to see unfold in 2028. Right now, the politics is quite fluid in terms of where we are ideologically, whether the needy and the greedy are going to be in proper balance. I mean, we have seen in terms of the recent bill that there was a tremendous amount of wealth that was transferred from the needy to the greedy. And we're going to see how the electorate reacts to that in the midterm elections in 2026. And I think that is going to be quite deterministic in what occurs in the presidential elections of 2028.
So there's a lot of talk at this time about 2028, but I want to zero in still on this move by Kamala and ask you, Prof, whether or not you believe that sort of preserving herself for a big opportunity is really a wise move to make at this time.
I think that's a wise move that she has made. Yeah, I think she deliberated on it. I think that she realizes that based upon the fluidity of the politics at this juncture, it would make more sense for her to begin to listen to where voters are, what are the critical issues, how she's going to run a campaign effectively, and in fact, she would get a better sense of that based upon the midterm elections of 2026, because right after the 2026 midterm elections, the Democratic Party primary for president will be quite underway, and I think she will have a much better sense as to how to proceed with her prospects then.
Mm-hmm. Now, as it relates to the leadership within the Democratic Party, how do you think this announcement is going to impact her overall standing within the Democratic Party's leadership?
Well, I think that since the election of 2024, she has not really been that visible. But I would imagine that what she will be doing now, she intends to run in 2028, that she will be getting her ducks together, that she will be getting her campaign staff. She will begin raising funds right after the 2026 midterm election. And I would imagine that she would play a role in the midterm elections in terms of campaigning for different candidates. Mm-hmm. I would imagine that she would begin to increase her visibility long before 2028 in order to be a contender in 2028.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at the matter of public perception of this move by Kamala Harris now, Professor Wilson. Do you think this decision really helps her to reshape her image, or does it raise more questions about her political future?
I think it raises a question regarding her political future. And I think that the fact that, in fact, there was an interview with Senator Basil this morning on NPR, and he's very close to her, and he made he said quite clearly that there's still a lot of fight left in Kamala Harris. And there's no question. I think she wants to run on the and she wants to protect herself on the national stage in 2028, where I would imagine that having had to run in a truncated contest where she was not able to flesh out her ideas and her personality throughout the campaign, throughout the 50 states, that she will have that possibility in the primaries in 2028, and that she would give that her all. And I think she is an effective campaigner, and I think she will be very much in the mix in 2028.
Can she effectively influence policy decisions in California without holding elected office?
Well, Gary Newsom is president and the governor. He has to step down in 2026, so there's going to be a gubernatorial primary race. I would imagine she will endorse somebody at that juncture. And I would imagine that one of the reasons why I think she was not keen on running for the gubernatorial in California is that national issues are a little different from statewide issues. And if you're going to project as a national leader, you've got to begin to focus on national issues. For example, the mere fact that healthcare is becoming such a crisis issue in America, the mere fact that the affordability crisis is becoming more and more exacerbated, and so I think she'll be able to address herself to those issues much more clearly from a standpoint of being a national speaker rather than somebody running for contests in California.
So what we know at this stage, Prof, is that she's not running for governor. We still do not know if she wants to run for president again. But if not governor or president, what do you think could be next for Kamala Harris? Is there another strategic path that she might be exploring, do you think?
I would imagine that once you have run nationwide and you have run so effectively, raised so much funds, campaigned and has emerged as such a charismatic figure, in some respects you have got the bug and you would want to run again. And I would imagine that the reason why she has said she's not running for the gubernatorial race is because she intends to run for the presidency.
All right, Prof. Well, we heard you loud and clear. Time will tell, and we'll be watching this one very, very closely. I want to thank you for coming on this morning and sharing your thoughts. And as usual, we wish you a great day, and we look forward to the next opportunity to have a conversation on air with you. Take care and all the best.
Okay, Richard B., and I look forward to that.
All right, take care.